it's still happening. There's a lot of artifacts on the screen, guys. I do apologise about this. I'm struggling to get this sorted.
That's weird. Using OBS, I assume?
Yeah, nothing's changed.
You can change the way a game is recorded. You can try that.
Yeah, but it's happening over the top. It's not just the game.
It's the game.
You reckon it's the game?
I don't know.
That's awful.
Oh god. Can you do screen recording instead of game recording? You mean the game is not having it, not the stream?
I think it's the whole stream, to be honest. Let's see. Is it any better? Looks a bit better. I don't know what I did. Right. Apologise for the delay, guys, but qualifying's underway, and you're here with us live watching Formula Trout League during the Premier Series Challenger Split. Rolling with Alex Cochran, who's currently the fastest around here. If I can just get on board with him, that'd be great. As Mathis de Wolf has a collision. Let's see, where was that at? I don't know, but I think that's his qualifying over. Mathis de Wolf, his first performance here in the Challenger Split.
Oh, he's carrying on at the moment.
Oh, tell him things to not. Alex Cochran lines his car up along the start-finish straight. He's the first person to set a lap time so far with a 1:44.5. As you're probably already aware, Spa being a very long track, so it will take a while for these guys to get their car around. Simon Benoit, Alex Cochran's old teammate at Virgin Racing earlier this season, going third fastest as Columba Crucifier pips him to second. But no one else can break into the 44s other than Alex at the moment.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, it's just the first lap, so the group will build up. Also, Jordi Lewis hasn't finished his lap yet. He's looking good so far. He's also very competitive in the practice before the race, so I still stick with my Nova 1-2 if nothing goes wrong, but it's a long race. Anything can happen, especially in the Challenger Split. Jordi Lewis only 9th fastest.
He is apparently 7 seconds up on the.
Lost it in the first sector. I don't know if he has forgot to turn his engine on or he's having a second outlap.
We'll stick with him for the time being, because he is up on his time. That will bring him into the 40s currently.
Yeah, definitely 6.5 seconds up already.
But Columba Crucifier currently on a fast one. Well, he's going into the pits apparently, so ignore that.
Yeah. Simon Benoit finished a good lap.
Yeah, you're right there, going fastest in the second sector with the 38 seconds. And in fact, third sector as well.
Yeah.
As Geordie has to take some evasive action there to avoid the car parked on, is it Pouon?
Yeah. One is the very fast double left corner in the middle of sector 2.
Yeah, it's a good corner that.
I'm usually not good with corner names, but Spa is something special for me as well.
Geordie definitely going to be breaking into the 48s at this rate. Can he?
9 seconds up,
Yeah.
almost.
He's a bit tight
He
last corner. Whoa,
Gets provisional pole,
it's a good lap time.
24.4.
What's Alex got to say about that?
I think he's on his outlap right now, judging by sector 1 time.
You're probably right there. Who's currently on their lap time? Let's have a look. We've got Columba Crucifier. What's he doing? He's on a
Matches
lap.
is currently on a hot lap, or just started his hot lap.
Who's that, sorry?
Matches the Wolf.
Oh, the one who should be disqualified from the session.
Oh, he reset it to pits.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
He did. Yeah, that will definitely be a penalty coming for him.
Well, I saw a collision, so...
It is not the matter. That does not matter.
Wolf being a long runner here in the Formula Trout League Hybrid Series, or as we now call it, the Premier Series. However, this is his first time competing this season, having recently been signed for CRG Junior in the Challenger split. Nice livery that, if I may say so, as he gets a bit loose there. Manages to hold it together for the time being, but obviously he has a lot of time to make up. As Justin Cormier has a bit of a doodah, that's just at the top of Radillon. So he'll be wanting to stay out of the way of everyone as 2 cars. Oh yeah, that's him out. That'll be him out of qualifying. So no more lap times from him as Alex Cochran getting a bit loose there on the apex. The fast right left. You really need a decent aero package to wade your way through sector 2. You'll find that a lot of people tend to compromise the aero package around this track in favour of maybe a more kind of drag friendly setup, especially for that long straight. You know, brilliant opportunities lap 1 for overtakes if you've got the best setup for it. As Alex pulls into the pits.
Yeah, I think he made a mistake somewhere. Simon Benoit takes provisional pole.
Oh right, yeah, you know, good
A lot of people are on course to improving their lap time if they do not make mistakes. Right now, a lot of people looking to improve.
Burton Littels was 4th fastest, but Columba taking provisional pole here with a 1:44.1. He is. Go on, sorry.
It is still enough time to do a full in-lap and out-lap again to start your hot lap, so I don't think this will stay as it is right now.
We'll roll with Hepner, who's currently on a fast one. He was fastest in the first sector. His second sector, he is his best so far. So let's just see how he finishes this lap.
1.5 seconds, that should gain him a position, and it's P7 for the moment.
Alan Benoit stuck behind traffic.
I think Jordi Lowes just started his hot lap. See what he can bring on, looking like he's going to improve his time in Sector 1.
Maybe remove the rear view mirror.
Oh,
there you go.
F11.
Yeah.
F11.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordy's up on his time by about 4/10 currently. If he gets this one together, this will put him in the hot seat for pole. Hopefully, is that a Horizon car ahead of him or a CIG? Hopefully
That
doesn't
is
hold him up.
that is Stephen Hepner in front of him. Hopefully he has AI on his mirror. Yes, he has.
That might have helped Jordy though, a bit of slipstream through there.
I doubt it was too short. If you get a slipstream on the long straights, yes, but I don't really think that is a slipstream big enough to gain anything. Jordy goes quickest overall in the middle sector, 45.2.
So yeah, you're right there, he's fastest in the first and second sector so far. In fact, he's actually fastest in the third sector overall, but let's see. Is this the lap that puts him on pole? I mean, obviously it is, but would he be able to hold on to it afterwards is the question.
I don't think I think this will be his final time. He doesn't have enough time to come in and go out again.
No, you're right
The lap
there.
round here is almost 2 minutes, so that is qualifying for him.
His
Yeah,
teammate
definitely.
goes fastest in the first sector.
Alex Cochran, Jordi Lowes being teammates. I think Jordi Lowes has more downforce than Alex Cochran. So it's interesting to see their different philosophies, because they were very equal in terms of lap time in preparation to this race.
I think Lewis will have this unless Alex can find some time in the last corner. Maybe even get some slipstream here. I doubt it, but it's improving. Very considerate heading into this corner. Nice and late. He's gaining time.
Could actually make it. Could very well make it.
Oh.
And it's only by 8 thousandths of a second.
What happened to Alex there? I mean, I get that you want to take the path of least resistance to the finishing line, but
The grass is not the path of least resistance, I can tell you.
well, Alex goes fastest in the first and third sector, but Jordi Lowe is still fastest overall in the second, so that must have been what kept him ahead. Mathis, Cyprian, Agnes and Luca all going faster than the previous bests in the first sector. Let's roll with Cyprian Stoyan, who's currently up on his best. Puts him 5th fastest, but he'll probably have to settle for that now unless he has enough in the tank to get him around. As Agnes goes off, I think I know where that is, heading into the third sector.
Yeah, turn 14. Very tricky corner.
When we're going through the corner with no name. Being a bit wide there, but hanging on. He's up on his time. It's not best, but it's his personal best. Doesn't look like anyone else is improving.
Simon is improving. He's in the last corners right now.
This is Alex. Sorry to cut across.
Yep.
But it says here. No, it can't be right. Yeah, ignore me. So that is it. Alex is unfortunately unable to better his time. Lewis still on pole. Can Columba do anything about it? I doubt it.
Steven Hepner pulls overall fastest in Sector 1, 29.6. That is insane. It's 0.7 up on his time.
Columba loses all the time. That last corner got a bit loose there. Turned in a bit too early by the looks of things. Tried overcorrecting it and the car escaped him. And that's qualifying by the looks of things, everyone.
Well, there are still some people about to finish their laps. For example, Steven Hepner, he's 1 second up on his time almost.
Yeah, my bad. Let's roll with Steven Hepner. He is currently fastest in the first sector, and he's done a personal best in the second sector. He might stand a chance here. He needs something special in the last sector, mind, as Nils Fischer goes fastest for him, 6th fastest that is. Cyprian Stone comes into the
1
pits.
second up, that will bring him in P7, I think.
And David Bull improving his time. He can. He goes 7th fastest, but Steven Hepner pushes him down.
Bertrand Rodels also coming over the finish line.
Oh,
Is P3 actually. Wow.
that was an interesting qualifying. I couldn't really tell who was going to take pole.
Yeah, definitely.
So, thoughts going into the race with that?
I will see if Jordi can keep his P1. I'll have to check something, I'm sorry.
So, the grid. Jordi Lewis on pole with the soft compound tyre. Alex Cochran joining him for Nova Gaming Racing. It's a 1-2 for Nova Gaming. Third was the Bertin Littels for Team Dusty Sandbaggers. 4th on the grid is Simon Benoit. 5th is Columba Crucifier. Cyprian Stoyan in 6th. Mathis de Wolf in 7th. Nils Fischer 8th. Stephen Hepner in 9th, and David Bull rounding off the top 10 with just under a minute to go. 11th, Agnes Rotis. I do apologise for not pronouncing your name properly. Luca Dolciotti in 12th. It's Justin Cormier in 13th. Reese Ferguson in 14th. Carlos Germanis in 15th. And that is the grid order for tonight's race with just under 30 seconds to go. So, it's going to be an exciting one, that's for sure. As I make sure I'm following the right person. I am not following anyone. Panic. 6 lights ready. And it's lights out, away we go. It's a good start from Lewis. Alex is actually lagging here as he gets overtaken by the Team Dusty Sandbagger driver. It looks like it's a clean start. Oh, one car goes off. Who was that? There's a quickly...
And it's a Octane Porsche, is Cyprian Stoyan.
Oh no, that's not a good start for Octane.
Alex Cochran definitely has the straight line advantage now.
He does, but he will have to settle for 4th.
Wow.
Justin Cormier.
They nearly collide.
Some bad camera angles, if I may say so. Not showing the whole picture. Simon Benoit up into third. Alex Cochrane is not getting the start he wanted on lap 1 out of 25 around the Forza Sahara Belgian Grand Prix. And it's currently Lois leading for Nova Gaming Racing Team. Bertin Littels in second, Simon Benoit third, Alex Cochrane fourth, and Columba Crucifier rounding off the top 5.
Let's see. Alex Cochrane definitely closing in on Simon Benoit.
Rolling with Nils Fischer now.
Inside.
Getting really close to Stephen Hepner, who's up into 6th. That's a great position for him.
Fence. Actually doesn't need to. They nearly collide.
Yep, that's keeping Nils Fischer honest. Oh, I think Hepner might have just let him by. I don't know why.
Run wide on the last turn and had to be careful on the accelerator. Excellent racing. Side by side with Matthias de Wolf.
Never want to go side by side up Eau Rouge. Oh! Oh! The Wolf goes off. He manages to stay out of the way. That is very unfortunate for him as Alex Cochrane is up into 3rd.
Wolf can actually carry on. He's on mediums.
Big lock up there from Littels. While we have the chance, why don't we look at the predicted pit stop strategy for tonight? So, I believe these guys are looking to maybe do a one stop tonight with the soft compound tyre. I see that we're missing the the top strategy, so apparently we're just going soft all night. Where it says lap 8 to 12, there should be a medium compound tyre around underneath that. Apologies for the poor graphic display. But as you can see, if you're starting on the medium compound tyre, like certain drivers are, let's see who is. We've got only 4 runners on the medium compound tyre, but the likes of Agnes, who's in 7th position, will be looking to maybe go longer on the tyre to about lap 14 to 18.
A heaty battle going on for position 4 between Nils Fischer, Columba Crucifier and Alex Cochrane. I think DRS could be enabled by now. No, yes it is. Nils Fischer side by side with Columba Crucifier, but backs out to stay behind for a couple or more corners.
So Lois slowly building a gap, just under 2 seconds, keeping just far enough that Nils Fischer gets a bit loose there through Pouan. As I was saying, Lois is building up a bit of a gap, so Littels won't be gifted DRS. Looks like Nils Fischer might have to just concede that position as Rossis gets past.
As I said, it's a very challenging track, not only for a driver over single lap, as David Bull actually retires.
Oh no, another retirement for Bull. He's not having the season he wants.
Yeah, so also on the car, because you want, even though you're running less downforce, you want as much turn-in as possible, which makes the rear really loose. The tires are overheated at the end of sector 2, so it's a very, very hard track on the car as well.
Nils
And
Fischer's-
running a one stop is very hard, yeah.
Sorry to cut across, but Nils Fischer's in the pits.
Yeah, after those flat spotted and probably overheated tires, he wants to hop. Maybe on the hards, yes. He's switched onto the hard tire and will finish the race from here on.
I must have heard you. Whilst
Yes.
we're talking about pit stops, the estimated pit stop time around here is 30 seconds. Quite long for a pit stop. I mean, chances are you'll only see the one stop from the majority of the drivers tonight.
Yeah, also in the Challenger race we have a shorter race distance, so you have less laps to make up for your additional pit stops, so that is why I think even when you're faster, theoretically on a two-stop, you have less chance to make it up. So a one-stop will, even when it's risky, even when the car feels a bit more on the edge, is probably safer to go just a little bit slower and don't take the extra 30 seconds time.
Yeah, these guys will be looking after their tyres tonight to ensure that.
As gaps are starting to build, only position 9, Stoyan, behind Steven Hebner, is definitely in punching distance, in striking distance. Only 0.2 behind.
Stoyan obviously looking to make as many points as possible if he wants to stay within the title championship fight. Not doing so good down in 8th position so far. Oh, big lock up for Hepner, who has to maybe concede 7th as Stoyan passes him by.
He will get a little bit of DRS back down the straight, but
Cochrane's down into 4th position again. We keep missing the overtakes from Benoit.
yeah, there are battles going on. Oh, Agnes goes off and hits the wall. It will be interesting to see what lap times Nils will be producing, because the hard tire is very, let's call it specific, because it does last long, but it's not very grippy, and it needs a lot of heat to even be working. But the middle sector got that, fortunately, so could be an option today.
Cochrane is slowly gaining on Benoit. They'll probably have him by this next straight if he stays close enough.
Reese Ferguson is going very slowly. He obviously has some kind of issue.
Yeah, I saw him go off not long ago to the second sector, so maybe
He's going more than slowly though.
maybe overheated tyres as Cyprian Stoyan lines up an overtake around Agnes. Makes it look easy with DRS.
Pulling into the pits after only 6 laps. I hope he's not going to retire.
Oh, Agnes gets very loose trying to stay behind Stoyan. Loses control through the corner with no name. Dolciotti doing well to stay out of his car. Simon Benoit finds himself right behind Littels. And it's a nice little train forming here. Alex lifts off the accelerator. Maybe he foresaw something. Maybe it was just a technical issue. I don't know. Simon Benoit up into second. As we have a good view of Alex Cochrane. There's contact between second and third. This might gift Alex a run up, but no, he gets squeezed out. Almost went into the old pit stops. As Littell's... Go on, sorry?
So close, all by each other. Yes, getting squeezed into the wall is never fun. I was about to say maybe he has the better position. But Simon did not back out through Rebellion. As he goes wide, both of them go wide. Cochrane tries to go around the outside, but it's not enough space.
Alex, it almost seems like he's getting like the best run through, but like he's just been held up by these guys battling ahead, and it's just gifting Lewis the win at this rate.
I think Alex will be happy to just go on to second. It would have been a close battle anyway, but like getting that Nova 1-2 home. But it's, as I said, it's a long race. It's only their first stint in the top 2, 3 and 4.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
there's still the chance for an undercut or even an overcut. With the cold tires, it's always the possibility of that. Alex is gaining definitely in the long straights. But with the train forming up, you always have the issue that the car you want to overtake also has DRS, so you don't really have that much of an advantage.
Yeah, you're right. It's nullified as Littell's gets a bit loose in the last corner and pulls across the track, but somehow manages to stay ahead as Columba Crucifier is the first of the front runners to pit. Let's see. Let's stick with him for the time being. Where will he end up? As we go to our helicopter cam, sponsored by Trout TV, I think he will come out ahead of these two, but will be much slower, so they'll probably have a better run up.
Actually, some cold tires, he probably needs to live through Rouge and Radillon, so they get a tiny bit closer. Just kind of cut across the track. He goes onto softs again, so that means he's definitely on a 2-stop. He needs to fulfill, like real F1, he needs to use 2 different tire compounds, so he's very committed. But it's also a good way to keeping yourself out of trouble. Or to keep yourself out of trouble, because the others are fighting and he's just on his own, so he can just pull the laps in again and again, and maybe get ahead if the others collide while trying to overtake each other. As there is kind of a gap, a 1-second gap between Cochrane and friends, no? Yes, there is. Kind of lost each other. Maybe something happened when we were watching Columba.
Yeah, you're right, the gap seems to have formed between the top 5.
Littles pulls also into the pits. Benoit stays out, Littles in the pits, and Alex also stays out. Interesting to see what tire Littles will put on. If he's going for the 2-stop as well, or goes onto the softs again. Another 2-stopper. Yeah, to make the 1-stop work, you need to pull in some more laps.
So Littell's finds himself down in P6. How will this suffice as Simon Benoit Tokyo drifts around the corners? Might have been a bit of lag, but he's still with us.
Yeah, it's really difficult for the rear tires. You slide around a lot to get the maximum turn in, but also they wear and heat. It's a bit of lag, yeah.
Yeah. Surprisingly, this is the closest battle so far for P10 and 11. Oh! Okay.
It's gone.
Yep. I love when Sepp Corsa does that.
Yeah, that is lag. That is not a issue for him, but it could be for other people if he runs into someone's back. Jordi Lowe stays out.
Tells makes his way past some traffic. Yeah, I think he sees.
Actually, Littles is behind Crucifier,
Yep.
so he definitely got overtaken through the undercut.
Yep, you're right there. Worked out well for Crucifier, but can he capitalise? Now he's ahead.
Question is if they both can pull in 30 seconds of time lost in the pit stop, of the additional pit stop.
And you're right there. These both committing to the two-stop as Columba Crucifier goes fastest of all, so it's working for him at least. 146.8.
Alex Cochran is in the pits and he switched onto the mediums. Interesting. So next lap I expect Jordi Lewis to pull in as well.
Yeah, he will have to do something if he wants to fend off the undercut.
But he does have a at least 7-second gap, so he should be pretty safe. Shouldn't be a concern for him. He should be able to manage the race from here on. Running higher downforce is only an issue if you're stuck behind someone, because all the time you gain in sector 2, you cannot gain because you're stuck, and if you want to try to overtake on the straight, you're slower because you have more aero. So he has more aero, he's in first place, he's free air, he can go as fast as he wants to and manage the gap.
I think Jordy's coming to the pits. No, he doesn't. It looked like he was, but it looked like he was just going a bit too slow. He is at a pace now where he could probably control the rest of the race.
Yeah.
Lap 11 out of 25 here around the Belgian Grand Prix, sponsored by Forza Sahara. Big thank you to our sponsors, they keep us going. So Columba still holding on to the fastest lap so far. Looking at Littell's, he needs to gain a whole second and a bit if he wants to kind of take the challenge to Crucify it. Alex Cochran all the way down in P7 after his pit stop.
But then again, he doesn't need to make another pit stop, so the pressure is on Littles, because he wants, or he has to do another pit stop, so he needs to pull in the maximum pace, go maximum risk on his tires.
Yeah, you're right there. It's fine if you've got the ability to, you know, under pressure.
But if you're forced to take extra risks, then it's also no good.
Coming across the driver. Sorry, go on.
Simon Benoit is into the pits.
I think Agnes gave up the battle there. He was on the older set of mediums, whereas Alex is on nice fresh set. Let's see as Benoit comes into the pits. Let's see from our trusty helicopter cam.
Goes into mediums. Yep. I think that is definitely his final pit stop.
Crucifier's gaining. Lowest now just needs to pit. Has he? He spun! Lewis has spun! No!
Lewis spun. Oh
He
no.
needs to come in now then if he needs to neutralise that problem. He will definitely have damage to his front wing from that. I noticed he was getting a bit loose on the last lap, but I thought that might... Go on.
Yeah, that is again the other kind of risk you take with a one stop. That the rear gets really loose, and you need to be really careful to not make a mistake. Because if you do make a mistake, if you lose 5 or 10 seconds, or even damage your car, you could very well delete the kind of advantage you have over a two-stopper. Well, as a two-stopper is pretty safe because you don't wear the tires as much.
Well,
So less risk on worn tires. Yeah.
if he pits now, basically, let's have a look. Going by the 30-second gap rule, pit stop rule, he's likely to come out in 5th. Maybe even 6th. Going by my calculations here, lads, so don't trust me. I got a C in maths.
Yeah, Benoit will definitely be taking the lead for now. I think Benoit might actually be in the absolute lead because he has pitted already, and I doubt he's going to pit again. Unless he spins, he also spins. Oh,
So my calculations weren't quite right. He made it out in front of his teammate Cochrane.
so he's in P5 right now.
Cochrane's obviously on the set of tyres that are now up to temperature. Carlos comes into the pits. Cochrane takes to the escape road. Oh, Cochrane, no! I think we took liberties there with going to his camera view like that.
The commentator's curse, yeah.
Do you know, alright, in F1 or any other motorsport, I think that's a complete baloney, but in sim racing, surely when you like do spectate on someone, there has to be some kind of connection made. I could be wrong, it's Crucifier spins! Oh, what is this?
Oh no!
The commentator's curse exists.
There go, there, once again.
Crucifier's left.
That is... He's also... Yeah, he's on a second stint of softs. I don't know, he can just jump, he probably has damage, so he can just jump on mediums and just finish the race. Crawl home in what I believe could be 7 or 8, I don't know. Or he's challenged by Alex Cochrane into the last turn, but yeah, there wasn't really much of a fight.
So
for
held up Alex though, I'm sure.
So for Jordi Lewis, he is shortly behind Bertrand Littles, who is on his second stint of soft, so he needs to pit for mediums again. In front of him, then again, is Simon Benoit, who is also on mediums. He's on older mediums, but only by a few laps, so it is on Simon Benoit to manage the gap and to not make any mistakes. And to not get a penalty his way, because there could always be time penalties coming after the race. So at this point, I think it's Benoit's race to lose.
This would be a great result for Benoit, who, I mean, it's not that he hasn't been on the pace, but he's not really made much of a dent on this championship so far.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, looking at the spreadsheet, he's only raced one race. That can't be right. Is that after his move? Let's have a look. Did he move teams?
Yes, he was starting the season out by driving for DAC Racing in the Master Split,
That'll be it. won't
but he
it?
hasn't really shown a lot of pace there. So it was kind of he made the switch to Virgin, to not insult anyone. But yeah, he's definitely showing that what he's capable of doing. Because the
you're
race
right
is not about being fastest over a single lap.
As he goes
the race is-
fastest.
Yeah. race is about being fastest over 25 laps of Spa, so you also need to keep it together and evaluate the risk you're taking when pushing or not pushing.
Those Fisher's into the pits as we watch Crucifier try and get his way around. Wolf goes down the inside. Is there a bit of a switchback? There is. Wolf has better traction out of the first corner.
Wolf on hards and Columba on mediums, that should be... Theoretically that should be an easy pass for Columba. Especially it is his second, it's very fresh mediums. Also he has DRS. As Nils Fischer retires, so sad. Yeah, the mediums give so much more traction, can just outbrake him. Yeah, as I said, Nils Fischer retires, he was running a bit in the back.
Wolf just spun out.
Oh no. Yeah, that is the hard tires. They're no good. They're really no good. As I was about to say, Niels was running the hard tire after he spun out himself.
Luca's off as well.
Luca, where is Luca?
10.
Yes, 10. P10.
Oh, as Geordie's into the pits.
No, he's not.
It looked like he went to the pits for me. It must have been someone else. It
Lottles.
must tell us. Yeah, my bad.
Jordi pulls fastest lap with a 44.8. Lottles on switching from the softs probably to the medium to finish the race. Yes, he is.
So, I mean, there's barely anything between the pace of Simon and Geordie. Looking at their last laps, 5 thousandths of a second separate them. Both going 1:45.6. So it's a tight one.
Yeah, as I said, who's it into the pits? Matches de Wolf. Probably getting off his hard tires.
So yeah, Benoit's only race in the Challenger split. DNF so far. A first position finish will be great for him right now, and that'll do wonders for his confidence. Not that I'm sure he has an issue with confidence, but
yeah, he can prove himself.
Yeah,
to put it this way.
It's no lie that as soon as these drivers get podiums or race wins, that they immediately just they just shine on the driver market straight away. Looks like Benoit's going faster again. Let's see what Lewis's response be. He's slower than his previous lap. Benoit's got a 10-second gap. What happened? That in-lap for Lewis, that setback for him. He'll be kicking himself after that.
45.2 versus 45.3. That's really not much separating the two of them. But Simon's setup does appear to be working better with the lighter car.
I just feel sorry for Geordie, who again is another one of the underdogs who, he hasn't had a podium yet. So yeah, P2 would be great for him, but to know that he could have had P1 today.
He did not have a podium yet.
Nope.
I have to check this in the database. I cannot believe this.
I know his disqualification in Australia. His best so far is P4.
Jordi Lewis, he was looking so good.
Yep, big surprise there. But he's another one who should definitely be on everyone's driver's radar. And if you're enjoying the racing so far, on lap 17 out of 25 around the Forza Sahara Belgian Grand Prix, well, we've got another one coming up in about, I'd say, 25 minutes time. Apparently the estimate time left in this race is about 14 minutes, with just under 9 laps to go. if you've just joined us, Geordie Lewis, our pole sitter here tonight, is currently in P2. Simon Benoit, I think he started in P3, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's having the race of his life at the moment. And to win around Spa, that is a big feat for a lot of people. You know, to know that you're the king of Spa, as people tend to coin the champion of Spa, the king of Spa. It's a big track, so essentially, if you were going back 100, maybe 200 years ago, you would want to be a king of Spa as opposed to other tracks. If we're going by how much land mass that takes. I'm chatting out my bottom here. Shut up.
Well, Spa definitely is twice as long as Monaco, so it's fair to say King of Spa. Also because as I said multiple times today, Spa is a very, very difficult track for the car, for the driver, and to keep it together over so many laps. So yeah, Simon definitely deserves it, alone for making no mistakes, keeping the fingers crossed. Commentators curse. Other than that, we don't really have battles going on. We have P8. Agnes Rositis are chasing Stephen Hapner for P7 right now. Agnes on softs, probably fresh softs, and Steven definitely looking to finish this race on his mediums. Actually, I haven't checked if Agnes started on softs as well, and if he needs to do another stop. But if these tires aren't fresh, I doubt they're going to last to the end of the race. Like, Steven could, even if he is about to overtake Steven, he could get a chance back at him very soon. It's just my anticipation of how the tires will wear. He's so close, you probably can do it without DRS. But on the other hand, you don't want to do it too early, because Steven could get DRS back down the Camel Straight and re-overtake him. And keep him behind, so he cannot utilize his fresh, soft tires. Patient, maybe a little bit too patient, lost a little bit of space again, but gains it back into turn 1, and he's so close. Now everything Agnes needs to do is be brave into Redillon. Keep his foot maybe not entirely planted, but keep it close. Yeah, that's looking good. DRS open on the straight. He's not gaining. Wow. With DRS open and the slipstream, it is reminds me of the Mercedes versus Ferrari last year at Canada, where the Mercedes was so much faster in the corners, but the Ferrari was just pulling away at the straight. So Agnes definitely running more downforce, more grip with the tires.
Yeah, it's all about...
But Steve has the advantage of track position right now. So he can be as slow as he wants to be in the middle sector, just plant his car, park his car on the apex in the middle of the road. Agnes won't be able to overtake him. And he got the straight line advantage. That is just playing game at this point, as Agnes almost loses it.
Yeah, Stephen Hapner nearly lost it as well, and Agnes made the mistake of just following him. That curb. Camille
As the commentator's curse strikes once again, that would be a huge relief for Steven at that point. But also, such a shame for Agnes. He was doing well chasing him.
Yep, and now he has his teammate to deal with. Pretty much just makes it very easy for him.
I guess Agnes wants to pit again at this point. Yeah, he's going for one more set of softs probably till the end. One thing we have not talked a single time yet today is the energy recovery system, ERS, and the hybrid. Because it is such a long track, you need to You need to test out where is the best place to use your electrical energy from the hybrid engine and how you manage it over a whole race distance.
Yep. I'm so glad I got you here for me, for that.
There are actually two ways you can approach. You have the ERS modes, which are kind of set to the do not utilize 100% of the power they could give, but they are much easier on the battery, so you can run it all the time. Or you use a manual deployment, which is a little bit faster, but it wears out the battery much more, so you can only do it for I assume a maximum of 5 laps, so managing that is key. So some people could be faster in the beginning of the race or in qualifying, but they might not be able to utilize it over the whole race length, or could explain why Simon Benoit is pulling away from Jordi Lewis. 9.2 seconds right now, so the gap stayed about the same.
And you can just see the pace difference between the teammates, Simon Benoit and Justin Cormier.
Oh, what happened there? Oh no, Stephen Hubbard appears to have technical issues.
Oh,
He's
no.
parked on the last corner as Reese Ferguson and Mathias de Wolf are fighting on. Stephen Hubbard had technical issues before in preparation of that. Some frame freezes, very unfortunate. But he's still P8. Reese Ferguson and Mathias de Wolf actually a lap down on him, so he hasn't even lost a position.
Some weird stuff going on there at the back.
It's nice to see these guys even fight over. I mean, they're fighting over the last place outside of the points, but
Oh no.
they just love racing. What happened?
Justin Cormier spun, unfortunately.
Oh no. And Jordi Lewis takes back his lead. It's a real up and down today.
Lap 22 out of 25 here, just 3 laps to go. Simon Benoit still leading, Jordi Lewis in second for Nova Gaming. Alex Cochran 9 seconds behind him for Nova Gaming in third position. Cyprian Stoyan surprisingly in fourth. Bertus Littels in fifth. Columba Crucifier in sixth. Mathias de Wolf in seventh. Stephen Hepner in eighth. Carlos Skimanis in ninth, and Agnes Rotzis in 10th, finishing off the points positions. Bit of an interesting race this. It's funny how I don't know, these surprise points finishes for Cyprian Stoyan ending up in 4th position currently. Carlos Skimanis, who was at the back of the grid for the majority of the race, is now up in 9th.
I mean, driving a race is always playing the long game, so as long as you may not be on pace, but as long as you don't make mistakes, you usually gain positions by that alone. So he was just at the back, taking his time, going slowly, no errors, no foot wrong, so fair game to him.
Big lock up there from Simon as he enters the first corner.
Reese Ferguson spun again after earlier. Oh no.
As long as he stays out of the way, that's fine. Justin Cormier's into the pits. Is that him done? As Reese Ferguson is also in the pits, that must mean that he is done. So
Yeah, I guess so.
3 retirements so far.
Yeah, Reese Ferguson retires. Out of the points, a long way down, even until P10. So he made it quite a far way though, so
Agnes gets his way past Carlos fairly easy there. And I think that just might be a difference of tyres more than anything. Agnes on the fresher set of softs now. he'll be able to catch Hepner, but you'll be surprised what can happen around Spa. Like I said before, it's a very long track.
But then again, Agnes is a lap down, so even if Agnes did catch Steven, he would gain a single position.
You sure about that? Are you sure how that's up? He says he's 8 seconds behind, so 8 seconds is 8 seconds.
Maybe my UI is wrong. Probably. So Carlos in 10th, Agnes in yeah. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. But it's only 2 more laps to go. I think, like this one and the next one. Yeah, my UI was wrong. I'm sorry. Apologies.
Surprisingly, Cyprian Stoyan is gaining on Alex. Probably not enough laps in it to really capitalise on it, but he's staying within 5 seconds. If Alex gets a time penalty of any sort.
Check time penalties. Simon Benoit actually got it. Will probably get a 3-second time penalty.
He might want to do everything he can to extend that gap then. This is where
I mean, a DRS penalty is a 3-second penalty if it's one alone, so with 6 seconds gap he is safe. He can even manage the gap if he wants to.
Nevertheless, this is where having a race engineer comes in handy to point these things out.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, not every team, not every driver can afford one.
Yeah.
And I don't think this server has the capacity either. Like, unfortunately.
Stoyan 3.8 seconds behind Alex Cochran now.
Crosses the line to start his final lap.
Right there, Simon Benoit somehow turned it around. He looked great from the start, to be honest. That first lap he was up there battling everyone. So you know, he's definitely got his elbows out this race, and if he finishes now, then I'm sure this is the happiest he'll be on track for a long time.
I mean, you were correct there. He has not had a podium yet, but he was consistently 4th, 5th, and 6th, with the only exception of a disqualification due to excess DRS usage, an excessive amount of DRS usage. So he may not be up there until yet, but he has pulled in 10 points consistently, which is a huge benefit in terms of the championship. Jordi Loris currently holds the fastest lap.
Yeah, that'll help him, definitely. But it's this guy who has pretty much led the race for the majority of it as soon as Jordi made his mistake heading into the pits. And this guy will be celebrating the most tonight in the Challenger split. Congratulations to Simon Benoit. Virgin Racing will be happy about that as he crosses the finish line. And it is Jordi Loris who will be following him in 2nd place. And Alex Cochran slowly coming around the last corner now, as you can just see him in the distance, followed by Cyprian Stoyan in 4th for Octane Porsche. Some donuts happening in the foreground. Nice to see Jordi still celebrating his podium. Bertin Littell's finishing in 5th. Columba Crucifier finishing in 6th.
I do want to point out that the battle is not over for everyone. Right now, Agnes is still trying to have a shot at Steven Hepner at the very last lap. The 2 last guys on track right now. Uh, Agnes definitely gaining in the slowest parts of the track. But can he overtake him into the next?
It's worth pointing out these guys have been battling for a majority of the race. This is round 2. Electric Boogaloo, who is going down. One last chance for Agnes. It doesn't look like he's close enough though.
No, Steve is actually pulling away on the straight. Even with slipstream, it is not good enough. Will he try to stick his nose up the inside? No, he will not. On the acceleration, oh, this could be very, very close. That could, oh, wow, what a finish!
That is definitely a
Just
photo opportunity there.
a car length in between them. But yeah, I think Steven will also be happy to carry that 8th place home. 4 points he fought very hard for.
And let's quickly look at the results. Race results: Simon Benoit in first for Virgin Racing, Jody Lewis in second for Nova Gaming, and finishing the podium in P3, Alex Cochran, also for Nova Gaming Racing. And it was Jody Lewis who obviously got pole position here for Nova Gaming with a 1:43.2. So definitely an interesting race tonight.
Yeah,
I would not to put Simon down, but I wouldn't have predicted the race win from him. You know, going by the lap times prior as well, he didn't stand out. But I'm happy to be surprised.
it is, as I said, not who puts in one fastest lap, who can also, but also who can keep it clean over the whole race distance, which he did, and Jordi did not, and that was his mistake, Jordi's mistake. He made, and Simon gained, and that's fair game to him. Congratulations.
Yeah, definitely. As we quickly check to see if there's anyone waiting for an interview. As always, they're probably just jumping straight into the shower, because why wouldn't they? Covered in sweat and whatnot. But yeah. Go on.
I will be leaving you now.
Thank you very much, Christoph, for joining me tonight, and I wish you best of luck
pleasure.
in the Master Split.
Thank you. I will need it.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
You won't need it.
See ya.
See you later, mate. So that was Christoph Boozer, who will be racing for Griffin Gaming very shortly. If you've just joined us, you've missed out on a great race for the Challenger Split. However, you've not missed out on the Master Split race, which will be happening in about 10 minutes time, so try not to miss that. In the meantime, I think I'm going to wait another minute if anyone wants an interview, and if not, I might just go for a quick break myself, if I'm allowed. Oh, here we go. We got our first interview. As we prepare the interview box for him. And we are joined by Alex Cochran, who finished in P3. Alex, walk us through your race.
Misheard you.
Are you there, Alex?
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Sorry about that. What was it you said, sorry?
Good race. You finished in P3. Walk us through your race.
It wasn't fantastic, actually, to be honest. I had a problem with my pedals coming to for the very first corner, and I didn't have any confidence on the brakes after that. I hope it wasn't on the stream, but I know a few people kind of sailed around my outside with little effort, which was a bit embarrassing. But
I think we missed it, to be honest. When we'd cut to you, chances are you were just sticking it on the road. No, we didn't really see many mistakes from you, Alex, but we did notice at one point that you kind of dropped off the pace. But you're still stuck in there to come away with a P3, considering a lot of strong competitors out there, but they were just making mistakes.
Yeah, it's not too bad overall. I had contact with, I can't remember who it was, just before the first pit stop, so that didn't play out that well. I lost some time there. I had to go on the mediums a little earlier than I wanted to, so by the end I was really nursing the tyres. Scary through some of the fast corners for sure.
Well, at least your main competitors didn't really gain too much after that. Looking at the results, Cyprian Stoyan finishing behind you. So yeah, I mean, P3 is not too bad considering your championship battle heading into the next race.
Yeah, definitely, and it was good points for the team too, second and third. So it's good to get, because I think we lost some points the last few rounds. So it's good to be gaining again.
Yeah, that's correct, and I'm sure Jordy Lois will be kicking himself after what potentially could have been a first race win for himself.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's always next race for both of us, especially.
Definitely, nice one. Thank you for racing and putting on a good show for us.
Thanks for streaming.
And next we have, who do we have? We have our boy Cyprian Stoyan. So let's get him in right up into the hot seat. And we're joined by Cyprian Stoyan of Octan Porsche. Great result, mate. P4.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. I did a mistake. P1, all tires, outside track. I spin and I take from the back all the cars. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with my result.
Oh, definitely.
I hope you didn't see my spinning
We
on
saw,
stream.
we saw it in the distance,
Oh.
yeah.
I can't wait to hear your voice. Yeah, but Alex is so fast. I hope to catch him at the end. I saw he did a mistake. As he said, happened something with the pedals, but he's too fast for me.
You were
We had
gaining.
the same pace. Yes, but not too much. We had the same pace at the end.
Yeah, you're right there. You were
But
gaining, but not enough.
I'm happy with P4 after what happened.
I was surprised, I'll be honest. At the end of the race, I was like, oh, Cyprian's P4. Where does that come from?
Yes, I practice a lot. So.
Brilliant. Well, keep practicing those race starts so we can get you back on the podium. But great result.
I have 2 champagnes, 2 bottles to open.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you.
Nice one, Cyprian.
Thank you for streaming. Thank you, guys.
And last but not least, we have Bertin Littels, who will be joining us shortly. If I quickly make sure I've spelt his name correctly. And Bertin Littels of Team Dusty Sandbaggers. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed with the result. Made a great start, I think, and then I had to back out on Eau Rouge, and that cost me, I think, first place. But nevertheless, the 2-stop strategy was not the correct one, I think, because. Simon and the other guys were too quick.
Yeah.
If I look at this week, where I practice a lot, and I'm almost a second too slow tonight. So yeah, disappointed, but always next race. I heard Alex said, and I hope to bring the battle to him and Jordi. So we're gonna see.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, take away positives from this race. You had great pace. I mean, you had a nice little battle with Columba briefly. At least you both were kind of on the same kind of strategy, at least at some point. But yeah, I think the two stop just wasn't the favoured strategy, which is unfortunate. But some people have to try it.
Yeah, and also I enjoyed the battle in the beginning with Simon and Alex and Jordi. The first couple of laps was great fun. I think also for people who watched. And then after the 3 or 4 laps, I get struggling with the tires and also with pace, and so they could catch me up. And yeah, and then we had a little touch. I think in lap 8 or 7 with Alex who spun, and then after that it was so trying to do my best and keep the points in the bag, but it wasn't meant to be tonight.
Say it again, sorry.
It wasn't meant to be tonight.
Oh yeah, you're right, but nevertheless you show great pace. You're definitely proven that you're capable of taking the battle to the front. It's just the luck was just not in your favour, but let's see what you're capable of in Italy.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm not there in Italy, but then it's Singapore, and we will see, and then try to get the points in the bag.
Yeah, definitely, because Team Dusty Sandbaggers are up there. They definitely need someone to kind of spearhead them to maybe take on the Constructors' Championship at least. But yeah, well done anyway, man. I know it's not the result you wanted, but you should still be happy.
Yeah, I am, and shown what I did last season, and now I'm almost at the top of the Challenger split. And yeah, it's a great shame to lose Dave. He was very quick, great teammate, but anyway, we have to do with Niels and me and get those points.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
maybe get to the Constructed Championship.
Yeah.
Thank you for streaming, and I want to say bye.
Yeah, nice one, man. Thank you for putting on a good show.
Thank you. We always try the best, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, definitely. Can't wait to see you in Singapore. And that was Burton Latels for Team Dusty Sandbagger. Not the performance he wanted tonight, but still a solid show. And he will definitely be on people's radars. As I mentioned previously, as soon as people start putting in those good results, stringing them results together, they show up on the driver market, and they're in the master split almost instantly. But yeah, with that in mind, guys, I think I'm gonna quickly just pop to the toilet and go get a refreshment and whatnot. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say be right back, and the master split is commencing shortly. So don't go anywhere, guys. Do as I'm doing. Pop to the toilet, get a drink. Everyone's happy. Preferably not a drink from the toilet. I'll let you decide on what you want to do. In a bit, guys. And we're back, guys. We thought I'd leave you waiting impatiently. You thought wrong. We're back just in time for the Master Split qualifying session, which will be beginning very shortly, so I'm going to quickly run through everything. Fastest practice lap time, obviously set by Andreas Schilder, who's currently our championship leader, with a let me zoom in on that because my eyesight's let me down, 1 minute 41.5. So if you were watching the Challenger split, I believe the fastest lap time for those guys was 1 minute 43. So a bit off the margin, but this is why these guys are in the Master Split. Quickly going through the calendar if you haven't already seen it. 12 races around this the world, this electronic world. We've raced at Australia, Bahrain, Canada, Germany, Britain, Malaysia, and this time we're racing at the Belgian Grand Prix, which is sponsored by Forza Sahara. Let's quickly just look at the driver standings, which has failed to show up for some reason. There we go. Andreas Schilder currently leading with 114 points. Paul Magzire, our current champion, I can't even talk. Paul Magzire won the championship last season, and therefore he is our current champion. However, Andreas Schilder is making it very hard for him to hold on to that. And he best look out for Mixer Mortiferum as well, who's not far off the points. And the lineup, team standing wise, Griffin Gaming running away with it with 140 points. Forza Sahara looking to hold on to second, with Looney Tunes trailing behind them with 84 points, just 2 behind. And yeah, I've just ran through all of that as fast as possible and realised I've not launched the sim. Doesn't matter because practice still is underway. We've got plenty of time. Let's kind of just run through a few track stats, eh? So if you didn't listen earlier, we have Paul Magzire is the only driver to have 2 pole positions. Also worth noting that Paul Magzire is the only driver to have a Grand Slam, winning both, well, I say winning, leading in all sessions, practice, qualifying and the race. Also worth mentioning that Paul Magzire is the only person to convert a pole into a win. So as you're probably aware, Spa's not the easiest of tracks to hold on to first position, especially after long straight. Chances are whoever's in P2 will be overtaking you by the end of it. As we wait for qualifying to commence. Not long now for these guys. $50 seconds to go before these guys can start setting their fastest laps. 20 minutes around Spa. Who will come out on top? As we've mentioned, Andreas Schilder currently has the fastest lap during our practice sessions, which we host over 2 weeks before the race. But it's worth mentioning that Paul Magzire has a lot of experience around this track, especially with these guys. Ragged Edge Racing, you might remember them from season 4 and 5. They're the only team to win twice around here. Paul Magzire winning for them in season 5, and Ermus Riss, who isn't racing tonight, I don't think, he won for them in season 4. As all the drivers pour out the pits. Running with Mixer Mortiferum. If I've pronounced your name wrong, please tell me, because it's embarrassing. Mixer leading the gang out of the pits. He's the first one on the track. It's worth mentioning that Mixer, who was racing for Looney Tunes, arguably Forza Sahara's sister team, now racing for them after the unfortunate sudden retirement, let's say sabbatical from main sponsor Sahara driver Jannis Van Dijk. So unfortunately, Jannis Van Dijk will be racing with us for the remainder of the season at least, but we have got Mick Zamota for replacing him. As you probably saw earlier, he is currently third in the championships and his teammate is ahead of him. So, will we see some team orders tonight is the question. As Mixer lines his car up now, coming around the last corner. Full throttle, full beans, DRS wide open as he crosses the start finish line. I'm sorry, I'm coughing. The corona's got me. It was just such a good exit out of the last corner that it just shut my body down. Mixer up, Radion. Back end just wanting to push away, but he holds on. 339 kilometers an hour through the speed trap. Brakes down to 4th gear. Up to 5th. Just want to be patient with this corner. Swing it in through the corner with no name. Trying not to go too wide. And through Huon. Nice fast corner. Clip the apex if necessary. This is the one where you want your high aero package. Some drivers will opt for this to gain through sector 2, others will sacrifice aero in order to gain as much drag down the straight. This is not doing too bad so far. Just under 17 minutes to go in qualifying. It's a very long lap around Spa, 7 kilometers or just over. He brakes nice and late here, down to 1st gear, swing the car in, and that's a lap. 1:44.4. That is probably not the fastest time we'll see here tonight, to be honest. As I go to the wrong car. Douglas Falcon is apparently the next person on track. I don't believe that. But oh, Douglas gets a bit loose there on the curbs. You've got to be careful. You don't want that to happen tonight. Best to get your mistakes out of the way now. As we ride with Mosylenko. As he slowly enters the last corner. Stay with him for the time being. So as if you were here for the Challenger split, I was fortunately accompanied by my good friend Christoph Buser, who is now participating in the Master Split. You might see him up there. He pointed out that these guys have to use ERS obviously in the hybrid car, but the ERS system will only kind of support the car around half the track because it's such a long track. The battery does tend to run out, so these guys have to manage that throughout the lap. So it's another thing that they have to take into consideration. Not only that, but they have to decide where is the best place to deploy this. Normally on laps they will deploy it throughout and you don't have to really worry, but like I said, this is a long track, a bit of an anomaly in that sense, so these guys have to take that into consideration around Spa. Mashalenko comes around the last corner. Oh no! Oh, we're gonna see that. That was bound to happen at some point, but I'm sure Mashalenko did not want it to be him who was doing that. So, let's see, who is up on their time? So I think Mix is on an in lap, let's be honest. Vladislav probably on an in lap as well, considering what just happened. I'm just gonna quickly skip to the likes of Dave Southwood, who I believe is on a hot one. I could be completely wrong because that timer seems to say he's in 3 minutes. So let's find someone else, eh? R2, who is on the soft tyre. He's apparently up in his time. Let's roll with him as Mashalenko stays out of his way. Mixer starts his lap. R2 does his personal best in Sector 1. However, fastest so far through Sector 1 is David Halligan with a 30-second.7. As R2 goes fastest through Sector 2, we'll stay with him for the final sector. R2 is known for being the guy who you want on your team to put on pole. His race pace is to be questioned, and I'm not to put him down, but he struggles to convert. As he struggles to get past the last corner, doesn't seem like Mashalenko is the only one who struggles with that corner. Probably a wise move to come into the pits as we run with Andreas Schilder. He's 4/10 up in his time as he heads past the Camel Straight. Camel, correct me, please. His teammate is currently 4th fastest with a 150, but chances are we'll probably see improvements from Boozer and the likes of everyone else who wants to get 4th or faster. But if there was anyone you want to put your money on tonight, I'd say it's probably this guy, because he just seems like he's on rails this season. He was definitely a championship contender last season, but he just fell short. Had a lot of bad luck, and things just didn't swing his way in that sense. But he's come back stronger than ever, and has really given Paul Magsire a run for his money. As he breaks just after the 100-metre board into the bus stop chicane. Seems to have caught out a lot of drivers, but he'll get away with this one as he crosses the line and goes fastest. Jeez. By a fair gap as well. Let's see who is also on a lap. Douglas Falcon. Let's see if we can find him. He's up on his time as he goes fastest. Or fastest for himself. Current best is 144.3. Seems to have lost a lot of time there with that last corner. It's unfortunate for him. Let's see if we can make it back in the last attempt. No, that'll be his lap over. David Halligan, another one with plenty of talent, but has unfortunately not had the chance to shine. Currently 4th fastest with a 144.6. He is 6/10 up. That will bring him into the 43s. Obviously the track is evolving with each lap. So, as well as an improvement from himself, I do expect others to follow him in that sense. gained a lot of time there. Can he string it together for the last few corners now? Nicely done as he weaves his car across the finish line and goes second fastest. That's a great result there. 8 minutes to go. Can he hold on? R2's up in his time again as he comes around the last corner. Fastest in the second sector again. Gets a bit loose there but holds on. Now, either there was a cut made or it's just not showing us everything. It says that R2 is currently fastest overall. Let's just quickly check. Right, so on one screen it says R2 is fastest, and on another screen it says Andreas Schilder's fastest. Let's see. Yep. Right, so it's all guesswork. We'll stay with Andreas, who needs to beat R2. So Andreas is fastest in the first sector, but we've got 5 new cars all starting their laps at the same time, so let's do our best to try and follow them all. Andreas is 5/10 up currently. That is enough to put him in P1, as we've got R2 with a 142.7 currently. So there we go. R2's time finally showed up. I'm not too sure what set that off, but there we go. Just over 5 minutes to go here at the Forza Sahara sponsored Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. Andreas Schilder is about to cross the line and go first fastest and take provisional pole with a 142.1. Has R2 got an answer for that? R2, who I believe is currently on his outlap, so we'll give him a chance. Okay? And we'll go with Douglas Falcon, who is currently up on his time. Douglas goes fastest for himself in the second sector as well. Let's see, can he do a personal best in the third sector? Hopefully pip him up the order. And I know he decides to come in, he knows he can do better by the sounds of things. Dave Southwood is currently up on his time. He sets a personal best in the first sector, as does the likes of Mixer Mortar Iferum. However, Dave is faster. However, another Dave is faster again. David Halligan, fastest in the first sector with a 30.5. Dave Southwood going personal best in the second sector as well. Artu Niminen overtakes. He doesn't overtake anyone yet, but he goes. He sets the fastest of all in the first sector. As Southwood is about to cross the line, let's see where that puts him. Puts him 5th fastest. Artu Niminen though, fastest of all in first and second sectors. He'll be the one challenging Schilder tonight, by the looks of things. 7/10 up nearly. Lost a bit of time that last corner, might have gained it back though. Yep, that puts him 1:42 flat. So, fastest of all in first and second sector. Does a personal best in the third sector. But Andreas still got that third sector on lockdown currently by about 2/10. Now, if you're wondering why there's a smaller grid here tonight, well, some of the drivers are serving back of the grid penalties due to, I'm sure, several reasons. However, the majority of the reasons will probably be cutting and qualifying. Mixer being held up there by the Octane driver, he won't be happy about that. Stephen Tromer holding him up as we run with Stephen Tromer's teammate DeGrasse. Recent signing here for Octane Porsche, wrong split, Octane Energy. He'll be looking to try and get the Red Boys as close to the front as possible. He's been working the last 2 weeks solid, trying to get this set up together. He was 4th fastest, not quite enough to get into the 42s just yet. That might just be him done though. Andreas, let's just roll with Andreas, who's further in his lap. He's currently up on his time. There's a personal best in the second sector. Bose, who's 3rd fastest. Andreas, who's purple in the second sector. Christoph Bose currently fastest in the third sector. But Andreas, let's see what he has to say about that. Lost a bit of time there in the last corner, but it's enough to just put him ahead into the 41s especially. That might just be qualifying. I've just noticed R2's in the pit, so yeah, it has to be. I think DeGrasse is too far off the pace. Southwood manages to get a lap in, but not enough to put him ahead. Let's roll with Douglas Falcon. Falcon didn't get a good exit out of the last corner there, but still up. Let's see. Nah, that's it. That's him done, unfortunately. And I believe that is qualifying, guys. So an interesting one, but as we expected, Andreas Schilder on pole with a 141.9, the only driver to break into the 41s. Artie was close, but not close enough. No cigar for him tonight. Let's see though, can he turn P2 into P1 come the race? In P3 we have Christoph Boozer, P4 David Halligan, Damien DeGrasse in P5, Dave Southwood in 6th, Mixer Motoriferum in 7th, 8th is Douglas Falcon, Vladislav Mosilenko in 9th, and Stephen Tromer in P10. And then we've got Ermis Riss also joining them from the back of the grid, Connor Pelkman, Maximilian Younger, Paul Magzire. I think we've got Stephen Tromer and Clank Hughes also joining them. I don't know why Stephen Tromer hasn't set a lap time. At least it doesn't look like the other one. Interesting. However, not long now before the lights. So, probably worth mentioning that the majority of the drivers have opted for the soft tyre, except for Damien DeGrasse, who's on the medium, Vladislav Mosilenko, who's also on the medium, and Stephen Tromer. So it's not a bad start for Griffin Gaming, who pretty much P1 and P3. $30 before the lights out, so once more we'll go through the lineup. Andreas Schilder first, R2 Nimmonen second, Christoph Booz third, fourth is David Halligan, Damon fifth, sixth is Dave Southwood, seventh is Mixer Motoriferum, eighth is Douglas Falcon, ninth is Vladislav Mosilenko, and 10th is Stephen Tromer. As we wait for the lights to show up. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, 6 lights are lit up. Engines revving, lights out, away we go. Andreas gets a good start. Christoph Booz not far away from the likes of the CRG junior driver. Boozer gets a nice dive down the inside. It looks like it's a nice clean start for the majority of the drivers. Andreas pulling away though, and Damien DeGrasse getting very close to the pit wall there. As I quickly get back into the seat. The likes of Damien DeGrasse going down the inside into the Kemmel Straits. And he's up into 4th. That's a good position there for him. Mixer, who isn't having the start he wanted, down in P7. Will be looking to try and get his way up the order if he wants to get a good result for the likes of Forza Sahara, the title sponsors here tonight. Well, I assumed that a majority of other drivers would join us here on the grid tonight, but it looks like they haven't even decided to show up. How nice of them. Going with Stephen Troma here in P10 currently, looking to get his way around the likes of Douglas Falcon in P9. We're going to see a bit of a Constantino effect here, at least for the first couple of laps. And while we wait for some action on the track, how about we have a quick look at the likes of the race pit strategy guide. So maybe a bit off slightly due to it being the Challenger split pit strategy guide. However, just add a couple of laps on and you'll get a rough estimate of when these guys are likely to pit. I wouldn't say it's too far off. The soft tyres won't be able to handle that many more laps around this track. As I just realised, Steam is not muted on my other laptop. The grass up into third though, that's a good overtake for him. Gets ahead of the likes of David Halligan. Archie Niminen finding his way all the way down the order like that. What happened to him at the start? Not the start that he wanted. Oh! There was a bit of close quarter action there. Artu Niminen with a DRS penalty on lap 1. Gotta wait a couple of laps, my friend. So far it's a good result for the Griffin Gaming boys. 1-2. They'll be looking to hold on to that. Lap 3 of 33 around the Forza Sahara sponsored Belgian Grand Prix. Halligan struggling to get past the grass. He wants to stay off the grass and get past the grass. Andrus sets the fastest lap so far. Quickly find out why this is glitching out. Why is it doing that? Artu's gaining on the car ahead. He's making up for lost time. He'll need another straight before he can get past Halligan. 5 out of 33 here at the Forza Sahara. I keep wanting to say Force India. Forza Sahara Belgian Grand Prix. And Halligan slowly falling off the pace from the likes of De Grasse, and is playing into Artu Niminen's hands as he's gaining. Oh, I'd say that South was ahead of him. When did that happen? Look away for 1 second. Got a bit of a train here from P5 onwards. Anything goes really. First to make a mistake. So, speaking of track facts from earlier, let's continue them. Griffin Gaming, it was their debut here in Season 4, so it's always a special place for them, and it would be great if they can get a 1-2 result here. Fastest race lap around here is Paul Magzire in Season 5, a 1 minute 42.5. Let's see if we can break that. And as mentioned before, Ragged Edge, the only team to win twice around here. And the way it's going at the moment, it's going to stay that way. There's no other teams that have raced here before that have won other than Octane Energy, and I mean it could happen. David De Grasse in 3rd position currently, but might need something special. Halligan's holding up Southwood. Can Southwood smoothly make his way around? Apparently not. That will be helping Artu though, who is right behind Southwood. Has been for a while now. So chances are we'll see a 1-stop tonight. I don't think the 2-stop is a viable option, but you never know with these guys. Especially around Spa. And needs to step up the pace if he wants a chance of maybe taking on P5 by the looks of things. P4 even. Gap slowly forming out ahead now. Took a while. Oh. What happened there? As Falcon is the first to pit. Artu Niminen. Oh no! We've got our first retirement. That's unfortunate for him. Douglas Falcon comes out the pits. That's the thing you'll find with the majority of front runners, is if it's not a podium or first place finish, it's normally a retirement. And I mean, the attitude of drivers depend on their skill set and what they're capable of. They tend to change from driver to driver. You'll find that someone who doesn't normally luck into good positions tends to kind of see it to the end of the race just to see if they can maybe clinch onto some points. There was a big lock up there for Moshelenko. Brings Troma a bit closer. Might have a shot in the next straight. Moshelenko just getting a bit of a better exit there. That'll help him as he takes to the escape road. And Troma's gaining now. Moshelenko getting on the green stuff. Troma's already in his head. It's game over. They're getting close, but they give each other just enough room to keep battling into the next corner. Troma will have the position here, head into the corner with No Name. But can Moshelenko swing it back around? It looks like he can. He's gone down the inside as well. This is some great battling, and this is for P7. This will help Falcon though, surely, who is in a no man's land at the moment, kind of having pitted early, possibly going for the undercut. Once these guys pit, we'll probably jump them both. Okay, so I'm getting complaints about the grid not showing the whole lineup. So I do apologise. Who's missing? Because I switched the wrong camera. So we're missing some people apparently. Let's change that to that. Who are we missing? Are you sure we're missing people? I don't think we're missing anyone. Bad info. Troma is unfortunately stuck behind the likes of Moshelenko here. He needs to make a decision to stay out or come in. Both of them on the medium compound tyre, so chances are they'll want to stay out. And if anything, coming in might ruin their strategy, so looks like Shoulders pulling even further away from his counterpart, Boozer and P2. Boozer just holding on to the 3-second gap for the time being. Those who have illegally opened their DRS will know that that's enough of a penalty to bring someone close enough. 3 seconds, that is. Troma has got a car dialed in for the corners maybe, as he just can't get close enough to Moshelenko on the straights. I could be wrong. As we stick with him for the time being, yeah, it looks like he's gaining here. Catches him in the same spot as I've got hiccups right now, so I do apologise. Oh. Look who's gaining. Look who's caught up. So Mixer must have pitted, which puts him down in P8. It explains that. Oh, speaking of pitting, we've got a new race leader. It's up to Boozer now to put in the laps. As we quickly cut back to these guys battling out. Who comes ahead? Troma's got his nose down the inside, but looks like Moshelenko has the better line out. Andreas Schilder down in P5 now. We'll have these two right behind him. Troma might have finally got past him. I don't know, actually. He might have spoken too soon. Moshelenko's back at it. It's back and forth between these two. Sure, it's not for a podium, but it's great racing nonetheless. And these guys are giving each other just enough room to keep battling on. That's what we like to see. All the while, it's just helping the likes of Falcon, who I believe was stuck behind these two not long ago. Or at least he was stuck behind one of them. And they stay out battling one another. Why not? Lap 12 out of 33. Not quite past the halfway point yet. Who just joined us? Christoph Boozer is currently leading the race. However, it's his teammate who's down in where is he gone? P5 currently. Who isn't that far off the pace. I'll be honest, he's gaining pretty well, to be honest. Andreas Schilder, I mean, if Boozer was to pit now, he might actually get out ahead of Andreas. I wonder if you can hear me. As we say this, Troma's finally gotten past the likes of Moshelenko. "22 laps to go around this Belgian Grand Prix, roughly about 37 minutes if you guys would like to know. So don't go anywhere just yet. Andreas Schilder held up by David Halligan. Andreas Schilder getting past David Halligan, surprisingly. Maybe those new boots helping him. Moshelenko maybe considering some new boots. Boozer, let's see. He's roughly, it says he's 30 seconds ahead, but I don't think he is. Moshelenko finally gets past Troma, and the battle for P6 continues. Only 3 people have pitted so far: Mixer, Douglas, and Andreas Schilder. The rest have yet to pit. They should be considering it right about now. Let's look at our slightly wrong pit stop guide, shall we? So let's quickly look at that. So, ideally, if you ignore the fact that the medium compound tyre is missing from the top stop, but yeah, we predicted between lap 8 and 12 that they would be pitting for mediums if they were starting on the soft compound tyre. Obviously, slightly wrong because this is the Challenger split pit stop strategy guide. However, let's say another few laps and we'll be seeing majority of the pit coming in. Majority of the pit. Majority of the guys. Why is this up? Car radar, go away. I've got the wrong one. There we go. Oh, what's happening there? Boozer coming out in front of these guys. So he's pitted and he's ended up behind his teammate by a fair bit as well. Andreas Schilder, just what can I say, man? This guy is crazy. Boozer find himself. Oh no! Oh no! Troma, get it together, mate. Maybe consider an in-lap. Mosylenko staying ahead. The fact that Andreas Schilder is now nearly 10 seconds ahead of Boozer, who is technically provisionally second. Okay, that is not the car we wanted, but whatever. Oh no! Mosylenko, get it together! Come to the pits! No! Okay, stay out. No, it's fine. As Dave Southwood heard me, he's in the pits. Dave South would find himself behind Mixer Motori for him. Surprisingly, this is the closest battle currently on track. Andreas Schilder going fastest with a 144.432, proving he's the fastest currently, I guess. That's what it's proving. Halligan's also gaining on Troma, as is Falcon. Christoph Boozer practically matching the likes of Andreas Schilder. Well, I would say that, except he's about just over a second off, so not quite matching him. Not quite. Andreas kind of in a league of his own at the moment. Halligan gaining on Troma, getting a bit too close there for my liking. Probably had to lift. Braking very late, big lock up there, and practically just gifts the position back to Troma. Lap 17 of 33. Some may even say this is the halfway point. And as Southwood get ahead, he does. Here's Moshelenko to deal with next though, who was yet to pit. Southwood eyeing up a position there, but has to back out for the time being. Does have Mixer mixing things up behind him. I hate to cut away from this battle, but we've got a possible overtake here for P1. De Grasse on an old set of mediums, and Andreas Schilder on a newer set. Probably might have to wait another lap. Oh, big lock up there ahead. Dave Southwood looks to have gotten past Moshelenko, but Mixer is stuck behind. Andreas gaining and gaining on the grass. It looks like Moshelenko is back up. Good camera angle right there, but not the one we wanted. Andreas Schilder's gaining again. I'm sorry to cut back. Now, this, in theory, should help Bowser, but it probably won't. And De Grasse staying out another lap. Losing a lot of traction there at that last corner, so he probably will have to just give up that position, but no, holding on. Someone else making an overtake. Southwood getting past by the looks of things. Finally, speaking of someone finally getting past. I said that he would get past eventually, he did. Andreas Schilder's on the soft compound though. I thought he was on the mediums. I was wrong. Question is, does he have to pit again? DeGrasse must be considering a pit stop now after Schilder getting past him with such ease, but DeGrasse stays out for another lap. Boozer's not too far off his tail now. Oh, Maslenko wants to go into the pits. Had to hold off there. He went down the wrong side. Everyone currently in no man's land. Douglas Falcon pits again. Moshchenko in the pits with him. Surprising, Falcon, I don't know, must have had a bit of a tumble or something. Just under 13 laps to go around the Belgian Grand Prix, sponsored by Forza Sahara. Big shout out to our sponsors, they're the ones who keep us going. If you want to help sponsor From the Trout League, by all means get in touch. Keep the dream alive. Boozer's just under 5 seconds away from the likes of DeGrasse now, or just over at least. So let's look at the closest battle currently. So Mixer and Southwood. Mixer's last lap was a... why isn't it telling me? A 146, whereas Southwood was a 145. So Mixer needs to pull his finger out if he wants to get closer to Southwood. Hopefully not close enough. I don't know, I'm just going to go with that. That he was going to wave his finger, I don't know. Shut up, man. Just, it's been a long day. Leave me alone. Anyway. Damien DeGrasse still out in P2, yet to pit. I believe he's one of the only drivers still out there needing to pit. And Andreas Schilder's pitting again. What's going on? It must be a two-stop. It must be a two-stop race. DeGrasse is going the long run. Does he know something we don't know? This is madness. I was certain it was a one-stop race for everyone, but the fact that Andreas Schilder, the race leader, is opting for a two-stop. Andreas Schilder is technically only 10 seconds behind Boozer, so he hasn't lost that much time. 10 seconds fresher tyres. He's done the mediums as well, I must admit. So he went soft, medium. He must have done. So it won't be as fast as a fresh set of softs. However, we will be able to push him without having to worry, hopefully. Well, that's the plan, I guess. And just to give you an idea of the pace difference, Christoph Buser a 144.8 and Damon DeGrasse's last lap was a 146.9. So DeGrasse is well off the pace and really needs to consider maybe pitting. And speak of the devil. And Andreas Schilder will be coming in the last corner. Here we go. Give you an idea, there you go, there's DeGrasse in the pits. DeGrasse will be coming out in P5, I believe, maybe P4. He'll come up P4, but we will not have the momentum to hold off the likes of Mixon Moteri for him as they both head up Eau Rouge together. Great camera angle here from Trout TV Helicam. Let's go on board with them. Grass. Going around the outside. He can make it stick as well. He's got the fresher tyres and the softer ones as well. Let's see. Can he get a podium here tonight? Southwood's not that far down the road. And he's got 10 laps around Spa of all laps. So he's got plenty of time. Andreas Schilder slowly gaining on his teammate. Let's have a look. R2's last lap. R2. Who's R2? Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah. Christoph Buser's last lap was a 144.5, and Andreas Schilder's was a 144 flat. So it's very, very close. But Andreas has the edge currently on the faster, fresher set of tyres. Has he left it too late is the question. So that last lap, Andreas setting a 44.8 and Buser a 44.9. So Buser's doing enough just to stay ahead for the time being. He won't be threatened just yet. However, Andreas looks to have just unlocked his full potential. He's dipping into the sevens. Andreas with a 143.7 currently. It's not showing up on our timing sheet though. Oh, there it is, yeah, So chipping away at Boozer. Just 3/10 off that time round. Oh, no, a whole second in fact. I need to do my maths. GCSE all over again. Completely forgotten how to tell time. So all the cars all spaced out as Douglas Falcon finally manages to overtake Mashalenko, who has to pit with just 9 laps to go here at the Belgian Grand Prix. All eyes on this guy. See if his 2-stop strategy will pay off. De Grasse risking the 1 stop here. Left it till rather late. In fact, 2 laps ago he pitted from mediums to softs. Now he's on a reconnaissance stint to see if he can get on that podium and how far up that podium he can get. Remember guys to get in your votes for the driver of the day. Who do you think has put in the performance of the night? You know who my money's on, and I'm not being biased. Grass, here we go, he's in the 1 second gap to the likes of Southwood ahead of him. Southwood's going to have a hard time fending off De Grasse on fresher tyres, especially for another 6 laps and with a long straight ahead of him. Oh, a big puff of smoke coming from his tyres there. Southwood locking up into the last corners. Schilder's gaining on Boozer. Soft tyres really playing into De Grasse's hands at the moment as he's able to grip the tarmac below him a lot faster. Here we go, the move here being made down the inside. Looks like he's got it done with ease, doesn't it? And De Grasse is on the bottom step of the podium. 6 laps to go, just under at least. Yes, Southwood all over him, but I think his main focus is on the rival ahead, Schilder, who will be coming across Boozer within the final stages of this race. He's 10 seconds ahead, P2 that is, away from De Grasse. However, sure De Grasse can still smell him. Schilder can just see his teammate down the road. That'll that'll be encouraging for him. He can put his foot down. He knows his teammates on an older set of mediums. Southwood already dropping off the pace from DeGrasse. This is shaping up to be quite an exciting ending to this Belgian Grand Prix. As Stephen Tromer illegally uses DRS on lap 25, unfortunate for him. That'll be a 3-second time penalty slapped onto him. I don't think it will affect him too much though. Andres Schilder must be worrying now. Has he just thrown away the top step on the podium? It's not over till it's over though. Anything can happen in motorsport, and usually does. As you can see, Boozer up ahead now, just under 4 seconds away. As they both embark upon lap 29 out of 33. 5 laps to go. Just under 9 minutes, roughly. Mix is gaining on Halligan as well. It's all shaping up in these final stages. If you were just considering turning your stream off, I highly recommend you don't, because it is going to get very exciting very shortly. DJB says last lap's going to be close. You're right there. DJB unfortunately not able to score many points in his last race, but is supporting the Master split nonetheless. As Mixer gaining on Halligan, but we'll have to be patient as they both tiptoe around this part of the track together. Mixer's clearly got the pace. And he goes for a move, but backs out of it last second. Probably a wise one, that. That door was always going to close. Some nice camera angles going on here. Just to keep us focused on the battle ahead. Christoph Boozer, last lap 145. Andres Schilder, last lap 144. Practically a whole second between the two. So with every lap, oh! Let's hope they both come across the line. Oh no, there seems to be one car missing. Oh no, no. Oh no, Halligan's losing it. Tried his best to hold on, but Mixer just had the better tyres. Schilder closing in on his teammate. Just under 3 laps to go. Boozer will be driving for his life right now. But it might just be over before it even began for him, unfortunately. I think Andres might just have Boozer this next lap. Oh, it's a big lock up there for Boozer. Not what he needs right now, and he's pretty much just gifted Schilder DRS unless he can pull away. He's practically on the 1 second cusp. Boozer might just be lucky to live another day. Vladislav Mashilenko currently has the fastest lap around here with a 1:43.4. What did we say was the fastest lap overall? Is a 1:42.5 from Paul Magzire in season 5, so not too far off, but I don't know if we'll see this record broken this time round. Schilder just under 0.5 seconds behind his teammate Boozer on lap 31 out of 33, roughly just under 4 minutes to go around this Belgian Grand Prix, sponsored by Forza Sahara. The grass is gaining on the likes of these two, however, I don't think there's enough laps left, and there must be some form of battling going on to hold them both up and give the grass a chance. Lap 32 out of 33, and the penultimate lap. One more to go after this. And Schilder might just have this time round. Boozer will be a bit of a sitting duck. A bit of extension there from Schilder. Oh, here we go. And that's Schilder passed. Boozer have another run. It might just be game over for Boozer and he will have to settle for second, but still not a bad result for him and Griffin Gaming. He will be happy just to see these two 1-2 on the podium. Schilder's already just pulling away on those fresher tyres. The grass, as you can see, gaining still. The grass's last lap, what was it, 1:43. Christoph Boozer's 1:45. I don't think there's enough laps left in this race, unfortunately. Boozer's already nearly 2 seconds off the pace. And we're on the final lap around this Belgian Grand Prix. We've had 33 delicious laps around here. However, as always, there can only be one winner, and it looks like it's Schilder tonight. Oh, I pressed the wrong button, my bad. I mean, I'll be honest, I did doubt it at one point when Boozer was ahead and Andreas Schilder had to make the second stop. Oh! But this guy has practically dominated this race. Let's be honest. Did we ever doubt him? Andreas Schilder's only going to done it again, hasn't he? As he crosses the line in P1. He is the king of Spa this time round. Boozer follows him in P2 and De Grasse in P3. That finalises the podium. And we obviously get some beautiful donuts from these guys. However, the race is over as Southwood crosses the line. P4. Mixon Mortariferum in P5. David Halligan coming around the penultimate corner very shortly. He'll be finishing in P6. And David Halligan just showing us how not to rev an engine. And I believe that was all she wrote, as majority of drivers crossed the finishing line. And yeah, that is it. That's the race over, guys. I hope you enjoyed. So, an interesting race. Let's quickly have a look at the race results, shall we? And as always, we've got people waiting for interviews, so let's get the race winner in here, shall we? As I quickly just set up the interviews ready for everyone. Bear with me. And first of all, let's have race winner Andreas Schilder in here. Congratulations, what a race.
Good evening, thank you. Yeah, what a race. Start was pretty good and then, yeah, just tried to build a gap, but the stop was very fast. I knew that already from this week and yeah, I did 2-stop. We were discussing on Discord what to do. I said I'd go for the 2-stop. You went for the 1-stop and yeah, it was incredibly close.
Did you ever doubt whether or not you could pull it off?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah, when I was behind Damien, I thought, this is going to take too long. I had to do it that lap, and we have such a low wing setting, so it was very hard. But yeah, we're glad I could
Yeah.
make it.
I mean, I was surprised, I'll be honest, when you come into the pits for the second time. I was like, what's he doing? What's he doing? But you clearly had it all under control. But still, a few more laps, and I think you'd have had Damien on your tail.
It was very quick. Yeah, I saw that on the timings. The two-stop was theoretically probably just as fast, but you have to work your way through the traffic, and nearly got me.
Well, yeah. I mean, you put on a great race for us, and it was a brilliant show. It's always brilliant when it comes down to the last lap or near enough. So, thanks for that. Never a dull moment.
I enjoyed it myself too, and Christoph too. So yeah, great.
Yeah, brilliant result for you too. Well done, man. Okay, and with that in mind, let's get a runner-up, the first in the line of runner-ups. Let's get our boy Christoph Boozer. And Christoph, what a race, eh? You almost had it.
Yeah, I almost did it. But come to think, I wasn't sure. I was like 50-50, I can get it. I knew Andreas is fast in race, even faster than qualifying, so the only chance I had was through strategy, and I knew he would be doing a 2-stop. So I was doing 1-stop, definitely. I was like 50-50 chance, I thought before the start of the race. Because I know a 1-stop is faster if you're careful and don't make mistakes. But Andreas is also faster.
Yeah.
He was fighting with Damien, or after he pitted for a second stint, Damien's first stint, he was fighting with Damien, and he lost some time there. But in the end, it was a really, really close call. But I mean, even genuinely fighting with Andreas, like at the beginning of the season, I wouldn't have thought that would be happening.
It's a brilliant result for you, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like, you might have this. You might literally have this. Come on. But yeah, unfortunate, man. I mean, that must be a confidence booster for you, though.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what you say, unfortunate. I mean, it's like I gave everything I could, and I was in chat with Andreas, and he said, "Well, I'm pushing really hard right now." So like, he was also giving everything.
Yeah, you could tell.
So we were both enjoying us and genuinely actually fighting, and not like, yeah, I play it like I get it on the last lap. No, it was actually close. And it's just amazing having a Griffin 1-2, having my first podium actually at the very first track. At the very track it started 3 seasons ago. It's amazing.
Don't cry, bro. But yeah, no, it's brilliant, and it's poetic at the same time. So yeah, well done for that, man. And
thank you.
You know, we were with you all the way. Not to put Andreas down, because I'm sure he also has his supporters, but we were rooting for the underdog today. Nice one though.
Yeah.
And with that, let's get our final interviewee tonight. Let's get him in here. Damien DeGrasse, the Grass Man.
Yes.
How's it going?
Very well. Very happy.
I bet. I mean, not that we ever doubted you wouldn't get on the podium, but you didn't make it easy for yourself.
I put some challenges in front of myself.
Yeah, and you left the pit so late. I was just like, oh, come on, pit bro, come on. But I mean,
fear of lap 10 of the soft tire. So I thought, if I can I want to do 10 laps on the soft, I can't do any more than that.
Yeah, I get you. And the way things turned out, Andreas pitting so late, and you know, there was almost that chance that if the race went on for another 5 laps or so, you might have had a shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could have made up. If I just made up maybe 5-6 seconds, I would have been close enough to maybe change the outcome of their race.
Yeah, they were going down to the wire, to be honest. So if only you were a bit closer, you could have got in there. But there's always the next race.
Yeah, exactly. I'll got to take some risks sometimes, but yeah, I knew this would be. I knew I'd have plenty of clean air, so that was the reason why I went with the mediums.
But yeah, it was an interesting one. It was nice to see all these different kind of strategies play out as well. And it's not always just straightforward. So yeah, I mean, you kept us entertained. That's the important factor.
That's the ultimate goal. Yeah, entertainment. Yeah.
But well done, man.
Yeah, thank you.
What were your thoughts going through the race though?
Not to crash, and Eau Rouge every single time to be tiptoe through Eau Rouge.
Yeah.
So that was, and then of course I wanted to block Andreas. My goal was to keep him back for a whole lap at least, and then I would have, trying to stop him from having his chance at the end there. But it's difficult to stop him.
Yeah, I bet. And unfortunately, it's just one of those things where you need a rear gunner. You need someone to kind of like squeeze with. Unfortunately, it was always going to be you versus Christoph Boozer and Andreas in that sense. So who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah,
try more like the 3 different strategies. Interesting outcome.
Definitely. But yeah, you put in a good result for us at Octan as well as everyone watching. So thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice one. And with that, I think that's the end of the interviews. Thanks for joining us, Damien DeGrasse. And unless I can think of anything else to say, looking at the chat, there was 0 votes for driver of the day, so nobody wins that one. You should all be ashamed of yourself. I'm joking, obviously. But yeah, quickly just having a look at those race results once more. Andreas Schilder in P1. Jordy Lewis, that's not correct. I just realised. He was from the last race. What are you doing, you nutter? Can't say that. Yeah, what was his name? Christoph Boozer. That's the one. There we go. So update that. So yeah, Andreas Schilder in P1, Christoph Boozer in P2, a 1-2 for Griffin Gaming, and then finally in P3 we have Damien DeGrasse for Octane Energy. In qualifying we had Andreas Schilder get pole position with a 1:41.9, not fast enough to get the fastest overall record around here for Formula Trout. Paul Magsa, I believe, will hold on to that. And fastest lap, the point will be rewarded to Vladislav Mosilenko with a 1:43.39. So with that, guys, I'm going to shoot off. You've been watching Formula Trout League. This was the Premier Series, the Master Split Race. Hopefully you caught the Challenger Split Race as well earlier today. If not, they will shortly be uploaded on YouTube, Twitch, wherever you can find them. Bootleg DVDs in the local market. Who knows? I don't think so. Anyway, guys, thank you. I've been Kilgore Trout. These guys have been the Formula Trout League Racing Grid, and whatever you want to call them. I'm running out of energy, so I'm going to go to bed. Thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully see you in 2 weeks' time in the Italian Grand Prix. So don't miss that. Have a good night, guys, and see you later. Goodbye.